Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my weekly Sunday card readings. And this spread will start by covering February 28th through March 6th, or whenever you're guided to watch, as I always intend these to be timeless readings. So welcome friends, we have just dropped into the full moon in Virgo. Virgo is the sign that likes to help. Virgos don't tend to go after awards and accolades and attention. They like to help. So we have now shifted from new moon energy into full moon energy, which is a time for these next 2 weeks, surrender and forgiveness. So it's a great time this week to, and especially if you are in the beginning or watching in the beginning of when I post this reading, if you can look back at the last couple weeks and see where you may have been challenged or had difficulties or stuff has come up that you can release to Mother Moon, right? I surrender to the divine. Right? And so it's a powerful time to also nurture yourself and rest. It's another good time. I am definitely feeling the energy of the full moon. I have, at the time of me recording this, felt the shift in the energy. So I've spent more time resting, releasing, breathing. So I brought to you angel love this week. I'm feeling like we need just a dose of that unconditional love vibration from angels. So giving you some loving energy. Let me see. So full moon in Virgo. This would be a great week to restore balance. So if you have been giving a lot lately, this week would be great for you to restore balance by receiving love and guidance from the divine, receiving from Mother Nature, receiving from family and friends. If you have been in that space of receiving, this would be a really great week for you to restore balance in giving, helping people out. You know, if you want to get organized, this is a good time for it. If you want to clear things out, if you've had piles of papers or clothes that you wanted to purge and release, it would be a great time to do that, to give to people who would absolutely love to receive the stuff that you no longer need. I just keep hearing that energy. Keep it simple, keep it light, right? So as things start to open up, as the planet starts to restore balance energetically itself, I see that Earth Angels will be out. They will be mobile. They will be experiencing. So I would take a look at, doesn't mean you have to do it all this week, but I would take a look at what could be weighing you down. It could be emotional, it could be mental, it could be spiritual, it could be physical. And as I say so often, I suggest, instead of adding another thing to do, I always suggest pausing and giving that inquiry to the divine. Where should I start? What do you need me to do? So I donate money to food shelters, and there's about 3 or 4 food shelters, maybe 4 or 5, that I donate money to, because I believe everybody has to eat, and a lot of these shelters offer fresh fruits and vegetables and meats and things that can really nourish people's bodies, right? So, but I don't always give every single week. I always ask Creator, or I try to ask Creator, show me where the need is. Show me where and when it's time for me to release money to these organizations. And I will get one of the notifications in the mailbox, or I will come across an email, or somebody will mention it. So when I'm doing these things, it always comes from a place of being divinely guided. So I suggest that for you this week. If you're donating or releasing or purging in some way, ask the divine to show you where the need is, and then listen for the what's the word? Listen for the lead, right? Creating space for the universe to show you, right, the lead and on where to pursue or release the energy. All right, so the cards I'll be using this week is the Archangel Oracle Cards, Nature's Whispers, Crystal Angels, Divine Guidance with the Angels, and I will finish with Angel Prayers. All right, friends, let me open up space. Let me invite in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the Divine Mother and Father, and all their holy beings of light that would like to assist with this guidance for you today. Specifically connecting with the archangels. And I'm going to ask that the messages that are channeled be for your best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. Okay, so just to add to the whole organization thing, you see how every week I open space and close space. That is part of me being organized with the universe, right? The more I'm consistent in the way I connect with the divine, the more we're on the same page. So it's detail oriented, it is organization, and there's like a reason why I do this. And then of course when I close space, it's closing the energy because, you know, I'm aware you're tuning into my energy and frequency and my intuition, and I thank you for that. But also when I close space, I clear any energy, right? Any vibrational energy that has come my way, anything that I don't need anymore. When I close space, that's also released. So for some of you, maybe working on some type of cleansing practice, right? So if you've got people coming in and out of your out of your house, practicing spiritual maintenance, that's the word. I want to say some of you just self-discipline and spiritual maintenance too. That's an extra message for some of you out there. All right, let me call on the angels here. What is the most important angel to come forward this week? Oh, listen, clairaudience. It is Archangel Zadkiel, and his message is notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. It's so funny because this is exactly what I was talking about. Inspired action. So let's say I don't donate money every single week or at a certain time based on obligation, or I feel like I should. I do it when I'm inspired and I follow the lead when I'm called. So I feel like Earth Angels, this message is to let you know that Archangel Zadkiel is assisting you with hearing messages of wisdom, guidance, and insight and support to assist you on your journey. So here's the thing. True healing on the planet starts with you. It starts with us doing our inner work. It starts with us being open and curious and teachable. It starts with us being able to dig in and look at our strengths and our weaknesses, all with compassion, right? It starts with us making changes and adjustments, helping ourselves become stronger, because when you're radiant, when you're abundant in energy, when you're feeling that faith and that support from the divine, you're powerful. And that energy radiates out, and then you inspire others, right? So when you feel good, the people around you feel good. And when they feel good, the people around them feel good. And then when they feel good, the people around them feel good. So what areas this week can you look at that needs attention? Maybe you've been working a lot, right? Maybe you've been putting a lot of focus and time and energy into one area of your life, and then asking Creator or asking Zadkiel, the angel, show me what needs my attention. It could be a child. It could be your laundry. It's not uncommon for me to go a month or so without doing laundry. And then I'm blessed to have enough clothes to not have to do laundry every week. But also too, what happens is clients slow down, responsibilities with work slow down, and I have been crafty to realize that when it's time for my domestic responsibilities, when they need attention, my business and where my focus and attention can be, that stuff speaks to me. The laundry speaks to me, the floors speak to me, the rugs speak to me, right? And so I found this balance in listening to this guidance on when it's time. I feel like that's where Zadkiel is coming in this week. Not necessarily what you think you should do based on influence, but where you're at. Some of you may need rest. The full moon can be taxing, certainly, on people's energy, especially earth angels, right? It can bring up a lot of stuff to be released, right? So you may be called to get some extra sleep or sleep in, right? See where your resistance is this week. And what's important here is Zadkiel says, notice the loving guidance, the loving guidance. The angels aren't going to should on you. They're not going to shame you. They're not going to force you. If you're feeling the pressure from the shoulds, the shame, or be feeling like you're being forced, that's influence, right? Or that egoic energy. And it's only a matter of time before you rebel against that. The key is thanking that part of you, noticing it, thanking that part of you for showing you where the attention needs to be, and then shifting into a softer, more kind energy. Loving guidance, right? So be loving on yourself. Again, if you need rest or you need a time out, be kind to yourself. Put your feet up and enjoy that space instead of the mind racing on all the have-tos and shoulds while you're resting, right? And then also too, for some of you, I'm being guided to, I'm seeing feelings and emotions being stirred up too. So this would be a week to listen to that part of you. If you're feeling aches and pains in certain areas of your body, or you're feeling uncomfortable in certain areas of your life, look at it, pause, ask the divine for the wisdom in how to heal, soothe, comfort, support. How can you be compassionate and gentle on yourself, right? This is that 5 year. 5 is all about changing our approach to things. So I just feel like, I guess what I'm getting at is I just keep feeling like this week things might be revealed. You know, Kali, Goddess Kali is phenomenal for removing the rose-colored glasses so that we can see where the work needs to be done. And again, as we're in the phase of the full moon, Virgo energy, and remember the sun is in Pisces. Pisces can be that dreamy, romantic, energetic energy too. So if you need rest or you need sleep, it's a great time to do it, right? It's a great time to help others because people are feeling maybe warmer or more open-hearted during this time. Lovey, right? Lovey and snuggly. That's all beautiful energy. So let me get an additional message here from the Nature's Whispers. What additional message, Zadkiel, do you have? Zadkiel is also the teacher energy, teaching and learning. You know, when we learn something, earth angels are often guided to teach what they learn. It kind of goes hand in hand. So maybe it's learning this week. What are you learning this week, which you'll eventually teach? Listen to some of you might be listening to audibles. If you have books that you haven't finished, this would be a great week to lay down, put your feet up, and listen to those audibles. Listen to those stories or those empowering self-help books that you may have started this week. Clear the clutter, right? Finish what you've started. All right, Zadkiel, what additional message do you have? Okay, so I think there's 2 here. bountiful harvest. Card number 28, which equals 10, 1, new beginnings, bountiful harvest. So I'm also seeing the message that your birthright is to be abundant. The fruits of your labor. So here's the thing, if you're feeling full this week, if you're feeling abundant, bountiful, this would be a great week to share, right? Let's say you have an abundance of something. How can you make, or how can you donate? How can you share your bountiful harvest with others to nourish others? Maybe you have a wealth of information that you want to share with others. And I'm telling you, the universe will guide you, right? So if you have an abundance of energy this week, because you've been in sync with the moon, because you've been doing the work, you may be guided, like I said, to share this week. So listen to Archangel Zadkiel to guide you onto where to share that bountiful harvest. And on the other end, the opposite end, again, we have 10 here. It's no coincidence that I pulled two different numbers that equal 10. So it almost seems like a shadow and light here, like a duality. Shift your energy. Again, I want to speak to that Virgo energy. If you've been in that energy of mine, I need to accumulate, I need to hoard, I need to grasp onto that fear. Like, what if I need to, like that squirrel energy, right? I'm getting a lot of fall or autumn energy in these cards too. So if you're in a space where you're feeling fear in that, sometimes tithing, right? Sometimes sharing when you're in a space of confusion about lack. Tithing is a really great way to shift that energy. Now, it's not ideal for you to say, okay, I have $100 in my bank account, and so I'm going to give 99 of that, because if I give 99, then I will get 500. It doesn't work like that, right? We can't do something to get something. But if we go into that full faith, and the universe comes along, and there's somebody that needs that $99 or that $100 more than you do, and you feel the squeeze of the divine, Zadkiel speaking in your ear and saying, I'm feeling inspired, I'm feeling that pull to share my bountiful harvest, then what happens more often than not is that energy gets, that energy gets, I'm sorry, I'm at a loss. That energy gets transformed and can come back tenfold, right? In many different ways. You may get $500. You might get a job opportunity. You might get an experience that you may not otherwise, that might over time bring in more money. So that's that part of being open. So I want you to just kind of be mindful of your energy when I talk about tithing and shifting your energy. If you're in that space of my grandma says the doldrums, right? We're kind of in that end of here up in the northern hemisphere, especially in New England here, we're on the tail end of winter. And so usually when we're getting to the end of something, it becomes a little more difficult and challenging, right? We can't necessarily see the finish line, but we're closer than we were. So some of you might need to be aware of your energy and how can you approach things in a different way? How can you start things or make changes, commitments to yourself that you'll be able to stick to, right? That self-discipline that can nourish your soul and help you feel good. And if you're not sure, again, Zadkiel can help you hear the messages and guidance, the repetition over and over again. Some of you, so I feel like for some of you, being open to changing your approach. This week might be about breaking out of the comfort zone. Well, I've always done it this way. And it's been okay for me because it's worked up until this point, but it doesn't feel right anymore. Be opening to the energy being able to shift so that you can explore things, you can experience things in different ways. Where are you doing the same things over and over again? Or where are you connecting with the same energies over and over and again, but yet it's not satiating you? It's more turmoil or difficulties. Be open to change this week a different way, knowing that it may be uncomfortable, but if it's inspired, that inspired action, if it's that inspired pull, it will be more solid in the long run. All right, here, let's see. Let's leave you over here, Zadkiel. Crystal Angel. So what message of healing can you benefit? And remember, these are general readings. So if the whole reading doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. So one card might be exactly what you need, and that's okay too. So take in what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Try not to make it fit. All right, angels. So what message of healing, Zadkiel, do you have for the group this week? All right. Message of healing. Watermelon tourmaline. Oh, stress reduction. De-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. I absolutely love. So this is the perfect example of divine guidance. It's consistent, it's persistent, and it's also loving. So the universe knows that we learn through experiences over and over again. It's kind of like that traditional, that mathematic rote learning. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 4 is 4, and then so on and so forth. So when you show up to things or hear things over and over again, that's where change starts to happen. So where are you feeling stress in your life? Remember, I don't want to label things. This is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, this is positive, this is negative. Where are you feeling the stress in your body? And then how can you make adjustments accordingly? Here's an example. Not last week, the week before, I was feeling stress about a pile of papers that had been piling up on my it's like a sofa table, and I was feeling stressed about it because it had been sitting there since Christmas, and I'm like, all right, I got to deal with this. And as I was going through the paperwork and putting things in the shred pile and the trash, and I found a gift certificate for $75 to a company, and there was a jacket I wanted to manifest. So it helped me because I was feeling the stress of this pile and the messiness of it, and then I knew there was stuff in there that I needed to finish and take care of. Because I did that, I found, the gift card that gave me the opportunity to make this purchase that I just absolutely treasured and had so much joy in. So that's where I talk about nothing is good, bad, right, wrong, positive, and negative. If we can approach it from that space, I felt the stress of the paperwork. It was speaking to me. I went over, I worked through it, and in that I found this beautiful reward. So it was like this dance of energy, and it gave me the surrender and acceptance of the experience in the moment. And if you notice, friends, that time that I was feeling the stress was the perfect time for me to go clear out that pile, because that was the exact time that I needed the gift card to purchase the jacket that I was loving on so much before it sold out. So you see, so everything's divine guidance. And so that's just minor. That is something that's something connected to the material world, but it's through the material world that we learn, right? So I wasn't purchasing that jacket or wanting it because I had a void and that it was going to make me happy. I was already happy. I'm a whole and complete woman, solid, stable, happy within myself, and everything else that comes into my life is bonus. Now that's something that I have to work at. That's something that I have to be well aware of. So this is what I mean about manifesting and creating. I wasn't doing it to get something. I was listening to the stress in my body. I was listening to what was on my mind for that pile. And then in that stress, there was magic and a bonus and pleasure. So when we're open to have these experiences, this is how you learn about wisdom, right? Insight, guidance to support other people. So you can really play with the material world when you're feeling good, when you're in a better space, when you're feeling abundant. So another thing that's been coming up for me, I learned, I forget what. I've been taking so many courses and I've been learning so much, but forgive me, I'm not sure where it came across, but I think it was, I'm taking a moonology course. And so I think it was in that course where she said, your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your worth and value is directly connected to your money flow. So if you are a healer, an intuitive, if you are a light worker, an earth angel, a caregiver, and you're not valuing your intuition, your guidance, your work, what you can offer other people, and you're telling the world in an unconscious way, oh, it's okay, you don't have to show up on time for me. Oh, it's okay, you don't have to call me back. It doesn't matter. Okay, you don't have to do that. That's fine. And people are being rude or not respecting your time and energy. That's your self-confidence that's going to take a hit. You're saying that behavior is okay. Right? And earth angels are really in a space of learning about boundaries right now and being in that space of being able to say no and really activating value and self-esteem and worth. I am worth. Now, there's a flip end where there are just some people, God bless them, that charge an exorbitant amount for their services, but maybe not have done the work, right? Where it's equal. So that can only sustain for so long because it's more manifest in the mental mind. And that energy, you become a slave to the platform, right? You become a slave to the money, right? So and that's a whole separate beast of it and of its own. So for my purposes, I'm talking about earth angels. This week would be a really great time to do things that are going to boost your confidence, right? That is going to boost your self-esteem, your worth and value. Because things like money and not being able to provide yourself like a home or warmth or comfort, that adds stress and can also affect our self-esteem, worth, and value. So Zadkiel this week can certainly guide you to the proper adjustments, right? So that you're feeling supported by the universe, that you're feeling healthy, whole, guided. You're working through fears. You're noticing these energies, right? You're noticing the shift in your presence, in your vibration, in your home, in your community, and being able to make adjustments accordingly. Let me see. Rest, recharge, and revive. I love it. So, let's see. Daily guidance. Angels, what message can the earth angels take with them every day this week? What would be the most important message every day this week? Something they need to hear over and over, in a loving, gentle way, of course, to support them. Oh, what do you desire? It says, now you now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's true desires. I feel like as you're listening, as you're sharing and tithing, as you're aware of your energy and your stress and making adjustments, now from that place, you get to write the script according to your heart's desires. Once you clearly decide upon your true desires and know that you're ready and deserving of them, they'll rush into your life as if by magic. So these next couple weeks with the full moon, it's a good time to release those injustices, those things that felt unfair. I also want to say, what do you desire doesn't necessarily have to be a material thing. It can be a feeling or an experience. So I desire peace. I desire comfort. I desire support. I desire love. I desire confidence. I desire inspired action. I desire connection, right? So sometimes when we think about desires, we think about like the monetary things. But when you can take it a step further and saying, okay, well, what does that provide you? Right? So if I think about that material thing of the jacket that I manifested, it really, like I said, wasn't about the jacket, but when I put the jacket on, it just adds to the confidence that's already there, right? The playfulness of life and experience and pleasure. So when I get into my bed at night and the heated blanket has been on and I get under and it's warm, it is the sense of comfort that I feel, the sense of safety, the sense of nurturing that I get. Not from the bed, not from the blanket, the material thing, but it's the feeling that comes from those things, right? And then when you're in that space saying, and you feel it in your body, more of this or something even better, right? So remember, feminine dominant energies need to feel a flow of love in their life. Masculine dominant energies need to experience and feel freedom, right? The key is, third stage, is the feminine that realizes she is love. She already is. There's nothing outside of her. There's nothing in the material world, right? So a lover, an animal, a child, a home, a job can give you a reason to love, but they are not the love. You are the love, and that energy is activating the love that's already within you, right? So some of you this week, if you're feminine dominant, practice feeling the flow of love just by being, right? Full acceptance that you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now, that you're in the place you're supposed to be, you're having the experiences you're supposed to be having. And I understand, trust me, friends, I understand more than most what a challenge that can be on a regular basis. But the more you feel that energy, the more you feel the flow of love, the more you see the divine operating in your life, the longer you're going to have those experiences. I mean, sometimes I'm sitting in my home and I'm sitting on my couch and I'm just listening to the silence and the peace. And I feel secure. I feel safe. I feel love flowing through me. Really for no reason, but of course I know the reason. And I just savor that. This is love. I don't need to do anything or be anything other than what I already am. That is the connection with love. Now, masculine dominant energies and your inner masculine needs to feel freedom, right? So the masculine energies can escape into things, right, for freedom. So the masculine energy is more like the mini deaths, right? So the masculine energy can escape into maybe video games or action-oriented movies or into boxing or football or like sports. I don't want just categories. I mean sports, not just football. Escaping into something like shoot 'em ups games and things like that, because there's like these mini deaths, right? And in some way, they're needing freedom because they're feeling trapped, right? And of course, this is a tale as old as time in the dynamics of masculine and feminine energies when they come together in partnership. So masculine energies, if you're listening, know that your core essence is to feel free. When you're aware that you're free in this moment right now. And really, I mean, a lot of us are in a free country, right? We're having free experiences. We can certainly not go to work if we don't want to, right? But it's the consciousness of freedom within you that you don't have to escape into. right? You don't have to run away from, whether it's in the mind or literally running away from an experience or avoiding or shutting down. So I feel like if you're not sure what you desire, I feel like this is an explanation for divine feminine or feminine dominant energies. It's a flow of love on all levels. And for masculine dominant energies, at their core, it's freedom. That you're already free in this moment. Because when you're free, right? When you're feeling free to go, say, be, do anything. I mean, the masculine energy is phenomenal with what it can do with that freedom, with that presence, right? The feminine energy, when she's feeling love flowing through her, she's radiant and activated and beautiful. And I use the words she and he just to kind of keep it, like easier to understand, but please, translate those words in the way that you're most comfortable with. And so when you can then work with the masculine and feminine energy within. Am I feeling trapped right now? Okay, my masculine might need some attention. Or am I feeling a lack of love? Am I feeling needy right now? Am I feeling the void? Okay, how can I activate that flow of love within you, right? We're in this space where there's so many earth angels that are coming into union of the self, balance of the masculine and feminine within, and then we start creating, like I talked a little bit about last week, our community and our soul tribes based on others that have learned to balance their inner masculine and feminine energies. So let me finish here with a prayer. That all being said, I'm going to put this over here, that light. What prayer? What would be the best prayer for the Earth Angels this week? Angels, what prayer do you have for the Earth Angels this week? So there's two here. Let's go with both of them. Ooh, the Divine Physician, Archangel Raphael. Here's the Caduceus, right? The healer. It says, thank you, Raphael, for shining your divine light upon my healthy body. Archangel Raphael is the angel of miracles. He's the angel that heals addictions and addictive tendencies. He is the angel of miracles. So I'm so glad that came up this in this angel reading that we have here. So you can call on, and I'm relaying the message that when you're having these experiences, you're not alone. The divine is asking you to call on them for assistance, right? The universe abides by the law of free will. They will not intervene unless it's like a life or death experience and it's not your time yet, right? So more often than not, we need that free will and that open and receptive energy to receive support. So for some of you, you may be having stress, right? And difficulties in your physical body, pain, right? Discomfort. Maybe it's emotional that you're feeling within your body. Ask the angels what the message is. Speak to the pain. Listen to the pain, right? Listen to the experience. Listen to the discomfort and ask the divine, what is this teaching me? What do I need to know about it? And you might get a memory that might pop up from childhood that shows you where that seed was planted. You might get an idea. You might have an aha moment or awareness, but that requires pause, stillness, patience, right? To listen. We can ask, but we need to leave room for the Holy Spirit to speak to us, right? So listening this week. And then the other card, another angel. Great. The miracle of forgiveness, Archangel Jeremiel or Jeremiel. So thank you, Jeremiel, for helping me understand the process of forgiveness. Forgiveness. I love how there's like this circle of light here. Forgiveness is the imprint, the flooded energy to release anger, resentment, and bitterness. How dare you? How could you? What about me? It's not fair. And, as I said in the beginning, if you fast forward through my little intro, I did talk about how we're in the full moon in Virgo, and the full moon is a great time for surrender and forgiveness. So if you need an angel to assist you and you want support for an angel to help you with forgiveness of the self first and foremost. Last year for me was a year of forgiveness of myself. I could not get past mistakes, difficulties, regrets, losses from my past, experience that I've had, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, regrets, things like that. And I was really having a tough time with it. So I called on Archangel Jerry and Archangel Uriel and all my divine guides to help me neutralize that energy within myself, which has helped me have true freedom at the core, right? I'm always working through anger. I'm always working through resentment and bitterness, right? I think we live in an angry world, right? So as earth angels, we're sensitive to all these energies, no judgments, but we really have to transform that because it can be highly toxic for the system. Lower back pain, lumps, massage therapists know, the energy knots in the body, distortions, that all comes from distortions of the minds, right? Or fear in a lot of ways. And that is also, again, part of being human. You've come to this planet to reintegrate the energy of true love back on this planet, to understand and know God consciously, aware. As a human, we're gifted with the ability to see beyond the veil. We're gifted with insight now and foresight and wisdom and access to information that for eons have been hidden, right? It's all coming alive now through the reawakening of the divine feminine essence, right? So Jerry can help you with that this week. Jerry can also help you with life review, going back, right? If you're not sure where something's coming from or how to release it, those memories, those experiences that come up, once you know and you make the connection, that is the healing. Then we can move forward. The challenge is a lot of times we dwell or we get stuck in the past or we get stuck in the emotional drama of it. And that's dangerous. It wreaks havoc on the system. And so being able to look forward to your future by enjoying the present moment, the experiences. I have a very good friend of mine that has said a long time ago, be where your butt is. If your butt is in the car, be there. If it's at home, be there. If it's at work, be there. If it's with your family, be there. If it's with your partner, be there. Or if it's outside, be present in the moment. You'd be amazed at when you can practice presence, how so many of those things that you've worried about don't even happen or even come close. So I challenge you this week to explore other options, to step out of your comfort zone, your safe space, and really call on the angels and ask them for their assistance to show you how to make those adjustments so that you can be feeling better, so that you can be feeling good for longer periods of times. It's unrealistic to say that you'll be happy all the time. It's also unrealistic to say that you'll be sad all the time, right? But if we're giving ourselves reasons to be happy or sad, then we're just going to get more of that. So again, I'm going to end on my famous words. When you're experiencing those things that bring you joy, that light you up, that feel good, acknowledge more of this. You have to feel it in your body, more of this, or something even better. All right, angels. Let's have fun with the energy. Let me close space for you, thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. And as always, if I can support you in any way, if I can be any further assistance, my contact information, my booking information is down in the description box below. Thank you so much for your presence. Thank you so much for your likes and your comments. I truly appreciate it. I love you. God loves you so much. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.